Welcome to Ahead Pacesetters. Looks like I am online. And this is the first time I'm doing this with Google Hangouts. So you guys are going to have to help me out here. I'm really super excited. Oh, I got all my stuff in front of me and I forgot to get the book. Hang on, you guys. Hey. Oh, I have so much exciting info to share. Well, you know, I know that a majority of the people who are going to be getting on are going to be potentially watching this afterwards. If you happen to be here and I can't see you like on Facebook Live, can you just maybe put me a little note in the chat? I have my glasses with me, so I'll try to be able to read those notes. But I'm going to get started because, like I said, a lot of people may be watching the replay. I dropped something. Hang on. Okay. Well, I am so excited. I'm so excited. I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited for all of the new announcements from Mary Kay. There's like some really good stuff going on. And oh my gosh. And a good number of you just expressed to me that you were ready to move up in your business. And I know you're at all different places. And so I said that I was going to do this Ahead Pacesetters. And I told you I wouldn't kick you out because I know everybody's in a different place. But I really would, I'm not going to kick you out for, you know, not doing all the quote homework, although, you know, it's really going to be beneficial to you if you do it. But what I really do though require is that you're going to tell me how you're feeling, where you are, and where I can best help you. So I really do want that because I don't think you just need to waste your time watching a video and then not getting anything out of it practically. And of course, I want you to be able to apply it to your own life. And, you know, so please, I want to know how it's going. Now I'm going to need to check my phone in case anybody's texting me going, where are you? I'm not seeing it. Okay, guys. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is, why are we talking about red jacket? What does that even mean? Why does it matter? What's the big deal? Well, it's a really big deal. It's a really big deal. And especially right now, it's a really big deal because the company just gave you a raise. Yep. Directors didn't get a raise, but beauty consultants did at the red jacket level. And I'm just so excited for you. Because I know that there's a lot of reasons why women are in Mary Kay, but a majority of you are in Mary Kay to make extra money. And I know that you love the other stuff that comes around with it, like the, you know, the uplifting messages that you get that feeds into your life and feeds into your mind that you get to bring elsewhere into your life. And I know that you love the camaraderie. I know that you love the products. But I also know that every single one of you need extra money, or you could think of something you would do with extra money. And so the company is giving it at the red jacket level. And it's like a really big deal because I didn't even just realize until I really studied the program and how it works that it's a big deal. I knew that they got a raise, but there were some elements of it that I didn't completely wrap my brain around. And now that I did, red jackets are getting like a 3-time increase. And so I just want to ask you if, because, you know, I'm not a ton on social media, but I'm there. I have a presence and I look around and I see what other people are doing. And I have lots of friends and family and I'm reading what people are writing. And I don't see anybody, I haven't seen anybody recently say, oh my gosh, I love my job. Oh my goodness, my company just gave me a raise and a promotion. I don't see it out there. And I just can't believe that Mary Kay keeps doing this. And so it's a big deal, guys. It just really is. And why I am starting out by making a big deal about this too is because as you're growing your team, you will be adding people to your team who will be in the same situation and can have the same benefit as well. There are people out there that are unhappy, who need more, who want more, and we've got it. We've got it here with Mary Kay. So I'm really excited to tell you more about that. So in addition to the raise that they just gave at this position, red has always symbolized that you have a solid business and you're making money anyway, but now you're just going to be making more. Okay, so I want you to write these things down because if you haven't already, I have heard from some of you, but if you haven't already, there's a couple things that I want to know from you. So one is, I would like to know what your personal career goal is by March 15th. And the reason why I picked March 15th is because that's the end of our current star consultant quarter that we're in right now. And it's also going to be right around the time of career conference. Now, career conference is a program that the company puts on in many states across the country. In the Northeast, we are going to Boston, and there's a possibility some may be going to Springfield, Mass. So there's 2 weekends, the last 2 weekends of March. There are career conferences for those who are on our team. There's career conferences in Texas. There's career conferences in Florida. There's career conferences in California. All right. So we've got a lot of different places where you can go. And I really recommend that you consider looking at career conference in March. So I want to know what your career goal is by March 15th. Now, for some of you, you might say, I'd just be really thrilled to be a star consultant by then. Somebody else might say, I want to be a red jacket by then. And what a red jacket means is basically you're called a star team builder, which just means that you have 3 to 4 active people on your team. So I want to know what your career goal is by March 15th. Secondly, I would love to know what your profit goal is per month. Because if you tell me how much money you need to make, when I partner with you to talk about your individual plans, I will be able to let you know what will be the best way to maximize that plan, and if your plan is actually going to lead you to what you're trying to achieve, because nobody wants frustration. And so certainly, we're in sales, and so we might have frustration along the way with what we're doing with our job, but I don't want you to have frustration from the standpoint of, I had a goal, but maybe I would identify that you need to tweak the activity to make sure that it's going to lead you to the end you're looking for. Okay, so your monthly profit goal. Now, this is where Pacesetters comes in, where we can dive deep and figure out what, for you specifically. So I would like to know the biggest obstacle you see. So if you have this goal, just having a goal is not enough, right? Because we need to make sure that our life is set up, our situation is set up, our plans, our activity, our skill set. It's all of that put together. And we need to know if we are set up for success. So I would like to know 2 more things. The biggest obstacle you see in getting in the way, potentially getting in the way or disturbing you on the way to reaching your goal. So your biggest obstacle, your biggest strength, and what you think that your weakness is in the business, because I would love to help you to either figure out if that thing can be minimized, or if you just maybe recognize we're not all strong at everything, right? We have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses. Can we maximize on one of your strengths so that that weakness is really minimized? All right, I'm really good at that. So I'd love to help you in that area too. And then I would love to know on a scale of 1 to 5, your commitment level to moving up into red or directorship or free car or whatever it is, but your commitment to move up to the next level. Now, here's the thing. If you're doing your basic business where you're marketing our product, moving up is really not hard, because if you have people that love the product, then those people can introduce you to other people who love the product, and or how about instead of and or they could be leading you to people. If they themselves are not interested in the business, they could be leading you to people who are. So I just feel like it always made me wonder why people would just think about selling the product and not building a team, because our best team members come through people who love the product. Think about yourself. How did you come into Mary Kay? Now, I'm going to tell you, I've been in Mary Kay I'm in my 18th year, and there have been some people who have like literally just called and signed up. That's outside of the bell curve. You know, the reality is that the majority of people come through the product. They're happy customers and they love our products. So remember, what I want to hear from you is career goal by March 15th, monthly profit goal every month. What do you think the biggest obstacle is getting into your way of getting from where you are to there? Your biggest strength, your biggest weakness, and on a scale of 1 to 5, rate your commitment to moving up. Okay, so let's move on. So how do you get into a strong position with your business? How do you move into leadership and stay there strong? Now, when I say leadership, I'm not necessarily even talking about directorship. I'm talking about that red position, 3 to 4 people on your team. How do you get there and stay strong? First is you are a consistent star consultant. And so if this isn't something that you've been achieving up till now, let's make that one of the primary goals. There's a couple reasons why I say that. First of all, a consistent star consultant does 1,800 wholesale per quarter, which means if you back up the numbers, so 1,800 per quarter means a $600 order every month. A $600 order every month, because we earn 50% of what we sell, means that you sold and profited $600. So you sold $1,200 in the month. Half of that is your $600 order. Half of that is your profit. And if you're earning $600 a month, now you can comfortably and safely say, yeah, I'm making some money here, right? So Star Consultant is the place to be. So not only from the money that you'll be earning from your sales, but in order to have that kind of activity to get you those sales, it means that you're in front of enough people. It means that you have enough customers. And when you're in front of enough people, or you have a good base of customers, it means that those people can lead you, again, like I said, to referrals, to other people who might love the product, and people who could join your team and be your future hostesses and all that great stuff. So being a star consultant is just a bottom bar for somebody who wants to be in leadership. Like I said, you're making money there. So I want you there. I want you there as a bottom bar. Perfecting your party. So what happens is, with the people on my team who have moved into leadership and are working with me closely, they call me after every party and they tell me about it, and they perfect it, and they pay attention to every piece of it, and they are always honing that skill. They are never getting sloppy. They always are keeping themselves in check and thinking about what they can do to get better. I do this too. I have 2 or 3 parties tomorrow. One of them's kind of tentative, but I do a power Saturday. So I have 3 parties tomorrow. Today, I'm sort of mentally preparing, like, who are these people? What games will I play? What products am I going to make sure that I'm featuring, depending on which group it is? Because I have some different age ranges in there. What's important to them? What do I want to convey? Just always thinking about that perfection. Now, perfection, not from the point of like we never make mistakes. I'm just saying perfecting it in that you're a good student of always just making sure that you're feeling really good about your party. Okay. A good leader is somebody who learns to connect with people versus selling. So, you know how I just mentioned, okay, I'm going to see this group of people and that group of people and this group of people. Who are they? What is their age range? Have I ever met them before? What kind of camaraderie do I already have? I'm thinking about those things because my primary goal is for them to love me, because they're going to love the product. I already know that. I don't need to worry about that. I mean, the product sells itself, but if they love Mary Kay, they're going to have me as their beauty consultant. So what can I do to connect with them? So you see, I didn't say, how can I figure out how to have the most in sales tomorrow at these 3 parties? Because I know that the biggest part of it is to make sure I'm connecting with them. All right. So connecting versus selling. And I'm not saying connecting in lieu of selling. I'm saying that my focus is connecting versus selling, because the selling comes from when you make a connection. It happens automatically. But we don't want the selling piece without the connection. So when we focus on the connection and our skills, we sell the product. So what happens as you move into more skilled leadership is that you become skilled at guiding people to a decision. You observe qualities in them. You learn to listen. You are looking for her to identify a need, and then you're filling it with one of our fabulous products or our business opportunity, if it's a fit. I mean, I'm not saying we rope people in, but you know what I mean. We're looking to be problem solvers for people. And honestly, the best salespeople, that's what they do. I mean, if you went to go buy a new car, or gosh, back in the day, do you remember back in the day, some of you are old enough like me to remember when you would go shoe shopping and like they would put your foot in that thing that would measure it, and then they would bring you a pair of shoes and like, does it feel right, and walk on it, and how does it feel? And the best salesman will be making sure that all of your needs are met. Tell me where you're going to be wearing these shoes. Are you going to be doing them for work or for a special occasion? Because you want to be making sure that you're filling that person's need, like the shoe salesman would be. I would like to hope that a car salesman would do the same thing. What do you need? Are you single and you want a sports car, or do you have a family and you need an SUV? And they're not just selling something that is on the lot and they need to, move it. It's about filling the need that the customer has. So you become skilled at identifying what the needs are of the customers. A good leader, you have a heart to serve, and you become more aware of what other people need, and that will serve you. So you become a connector versus a convincer. And you also understand that our business is a layering process, especially when it comes to the team building piece. You understand this, and you understand that recruiting doesn't always happen on the spot. In fact, the majority of the time it doesn't happen on the spot. But just because someone's in front of you who might possibly be interested in our business and she doesn't join your team right away, it doesn't mean she's not interested. So I also want you to want you to understand that layering is part of it. And so Mary Kay has a team building layering chart, which helps you to identify what's next. And you can have this chart in front of you. I'm sorry I don't have it in front of me right now, but you could have this chart in front of you with the person's name on it. And then across the categories, it says, she's using the product. So she's had a facial. Has she been a hostess? Has she listened to the marketing information? Has she come to a company sponsored event? Has she read more literature? Because some people need multiple touch points, and depending on their personality type, they might all need something different. But what that team building chart does, it helps you to identify, okay, what is going to be next. And you know what? I will tell you, oftentimes I will ask people, so if you're still thinking about it, I mean, the answer is not no, you're just kind of, you're thinking about it. What can I do to help you to get to the next step? Whether that's a yes or a no. I'm not looking to rope people in, but I am looking to help them get to a decision. So I will ask them, what do you need next? Would you like to read more information, or do you need to come to an event? So all of that good stuff. Okay, so and then you also understand tracking. Winners track. If you were in a sales job they would expect you to know your numbers. And so we do have a lot of freedom and flexibility in Mary Kay, which is great. And most people love it. But here's the thing. The freedom and flexibility is the most awesome part of this opportunity, has been for me for 18 years. Many of you know that I became suddenly single, and then I was a single mom for 9 years. I raised my kids. I was a very involved, hands-on parent with an at-home business, and now I'm an empty nest. And so I have done this business in all seasons. I was also self-employed prior to having children. So I have worked from home in all seasons of life. And the flexibility has been one of the things that I have enjoyed the most. And for some people, it could be the biggest blessing. And for others, it could be the biggest curse or distraction, because flexibility without discipline, without planning, without tracking leads you nowhere. So you need to have that piece. Okay. So we're going to be doing pace setters for several weeks. And the first thing I want to do is talk to you about what are the basics here. I'm not teaching you today how to do a skincare class. I'm not teaching you how to fill out a weekly accomplishment sheet or a weekly plan sheet. But what I am doing is talking about the basics you need for success. And I would love to hear from you what things you think that you need for us to elaborate on. And then depending on who needs what, maybe it's going to be a public thing that I'll do, like on one of these trainings, or it could be something that we just do one-on-one. But so here are some of the basic things, okay, that I think that you need. I know that you need. So skills and systems. Skills and systems. This is a skills-based business. We do have to know our product. We have to know how to hold a beauty experience. But it's also about connecting and making relationships too, okay? But there are some skills and systems that you need. Here's what they are. If I forget any, I'm sure you'll remind me, but here are the big ones. First, leads. I mean, who are you going to see, right? So actually, when I told you your homework and those 5, 6 things that I need, I'm really encouraging you to make a list of 50 people. Okay, 50 people at least. Now, I heard from one of you prior to getting started in Pace Setters that you were like, I don't know how to talk to people that I know. Okay, we're going to get past that, because one of the other systems that you need is a script. I still use scripts, and right here next to me on the floor, I'm going to show you is my booking. This is my business on the go. I have my calendar in here. Actually, it's over there on the table because I was working with it a couple minutes ago, but that was hysterical. All right. So these are all the people that I'm calling today, and that's why they just flew out of there. But what I did was I just got a planner from Home Goods. It was like $6. And this is week at a glance. And what I did was, so for instance, on Monday, I wrote down everybody I called, highlighted them when I completed that. And so Sierra's a customer. She's a new customer. She wanted to circle back to come to one of my events for color. So what happened was I circled back with her on Monday and said, hey, Sierra, we have this color thing coming up, in 2 weeks, because I'm going to San Diego next week for leadership. So we have this thing coming up in 2 weeks. She goes, oh, I think I can make that. I said, okay, great. So check your calendar, and I'm going to follow up with you on Friday to see what it looks like. And maybe you can think of a couple friends to invite. Now, guys, this is 2 weeks out still, okay? But the point is that then I wrote her name on Friday. So today's Friday. I didn't make my calls yet. So you see that, these calls have to be made today. And then I've already got calls next week because again, if I spoke with somebody and she said, oh, you know what, I'm really busy at work right now, could you call me back next week and let me know what's going on? Right here, right here. So systems, okay, this is my system. I'm going to throw this on the floor. Boom. Just so it wasn't like in my way. But anyway, my booking bag, this is it. If a girlfriend says, let's go to Starbucks and make phone calls, boom, I'm out the door. I got everything right here. That's a system. It's a system because I don't need to go running around the house and grabbing a computer and figuring out what's what. I have everything right here. But what I meant to say is that scripts, okay? Even I use scripts. I have a script for everything. You do not need to make up your own words. In fact, if you do, especially if you're new, if you're seasoned, you kind of know what a script should look like. But if you're new, you're going to mess it up. I'm just telling you now, you're going to mess it up because you're either going to be trying not to sound pushy and you're going to sound pushy, or you're going to be so timid that you're not really going to ask them what you want them to do, and then you're going to think they're rejecting you, and then you're going to be disappointed and you're going to get nowhere. So therefore, I confidently tell you, your words don't work. Let me help you, please. All right, scripts. Where are you getting your leads from? So either people, your contact list, people you know, if you've been in for a while and you're on this Pacesetters, you have a customer base. Some of you, whether it's 5 people or 50 people, it doesn't matter. You do have some people. And if you have none of those things and you have to, start from scratch, there are places, there are lead generating events. We can talk about that. Facial boxes. In fact, the party that I have tomorrow, the one at 2:00, because we do a spa breakfast once a month at my studio. The party that I have tomorrow, she was a lead in a facial box in a coffee shop. I went there on Wednesday. Yeah, today's Friday. I went there on Wednesday. I got 3 names in the facial box, which, by the way, in the Mary Kay world, 3 names in a facial box is 1,000,000 leads. So I got 1,000,000 leads on Wednesday. I went in the car, sat there, and called right then and there because the day was busy, and I was just like, let me get this done right now. One person didn't answer. One person hung up on me. Like, she put her name in the box. Okay, whatever. I don't get upset anymore. I say a prayer for them and bless them because I don't know what people are dealing with. And I'm thinking, if you put your name in the box and then you hung up with me, that's kind of strange. That's not normal behavior. And that's on you. It's not on me. You must be going through something right now. So I'm going to say a prayer for you. And I don't take it personally. And then the next girl was so excited. I mean, so excited. She was jumping out of her skin. And she booked a party on Saturday and she's bringing 3 friends. Boom. Okay, so leads, where are you getting them? Your booking systems, like I just showed you, the thing I just threw all over the floor by accident, that's a booking system. What is your system? You're going to need one to feel like you're not working in frustration. Coaching, because here's the thing. I have a spa breakfast tomorrow. People come into my studio, and then I have this party in the afternoon and one at night. If I don't coach it, I might as well expect that it's probably going to cancel. I'm just telling you right now, and this is good news. You know why? Because if you tell me that all your appointments are canceling and then I asked you if you coach them and the answer is no, then it's simple. We just know that you need to coach. That's all. It's really not complicated, but I'm excited to let you know that everything I'm telling you is so doable. So doable. So coaching, customer service, okay? When you sell something to somebody, we have a satisfaction guarantee. But even though we tell our customers, sometimes they just, unless we reiterate it with them and we follow up and say, how is that mascara? How are you liking that time-wise? How is that CC cream? Did we pick the right shade? They're embarrassed to tell you, or they feel bad and they're just like, whatever. Then you don't hear from them anymore. And you're wondering why you lost customers, but they just feel bad and whatever. So let's give good customer service. Okay. We'll talk about that too. You feel really solid about your, like I said, your beauty experience, your skincare class. So you have to know the products, the opening and the body of your party, the closing, referrals, and marketing. Guys, even if you're somewhat new, you can still do marketing at your party. And what I am going to do is lean over the table right now and grab my flip chart, because what I wanted to show you is that I use the flip chart because I love company resources. This is what new people get in their starter kit. So if they're watching me do a party and they're wondering if they could do my job, I want to assure them that these are the tools that they will also have. But here's how you do good marketing at your appointment. First of all, in here is a page before they even put the cleanser on their face. There's a page for you to do your eye story. And on the back, it has a spot for you to fill in the little, and so it prompts you with what to say. People connect with personal stories. So when you share with them why you're excited about your Mary Kay business, it resonates with people. So they really like that. I'm going to teach you how to do a really simple marketing at your appointments. And then see, all of this is the products, right? So you're going through and you're doing the products, and at the end, before we do the closing, I like to let them know that there's 2 ways that they can access Mary Kay products. And I have some words on the back of my flip chart right here. So even 18 years in the business, when technically I could probably do this skincare class with my eyes closed, just like I expressed to you about having scripts, because they work and it gives you less to have to worry and think about and be stressed about. The words are right here. So I let them know there's 2 ways to access Mary Kay products. You can have a personalized beauty experience like you just had. So you could become a hostess or an ongoing customer and receive excellent customer service from your beauty consultant, who would be me. That's one way to have access to Mary Kay products. The other way to have access to Mary Kay products is to be part of the company. And what I want them to know is that there's actually 3 ways to be part of the company. 3 ways. And guys, the reason why I say this is because I think if I just say, well, you could either have a beauty experience or be a hostess and let me give you good customer service, or you can join my team and be part of the company. And they're thinking, I don't need a full-time job. Where am I going to get 40 hours? Whoa. They just made an assumption about what that means, and that's not what it means 99% of the time. So we need to educate them, just like we need to educate them about our products. So I let them know that becoming part of the company takes 3 forms. One is that they could be a savvy shopper. I say, it's half off your products, and it's like the best Groupon ever. Now, I don't just leave it at there, because I just don't really like building teams with people who are only going to just order their own products once a year and then never talk to anybody. I think if they want to get a good discount on their product, that way they could just be a continuous hostess for you once a year, you know. But what I let them know at that level is that at Savvy Shopper, we help them to just have a handful of customers, like your best friend, your sister, your mom, your cousin, and your neighbor. They'll all, buy from you. And so you'll have 5 customers. And so you'll be able to make a little cash and save money on your own products. Boom. Savvy Shopper. The side hustle is for somebody who's looking to make like $500 to $1,000 a month. And she's putting in a few more hours, but it's still like really very few hours. It's not like a part-time job, like 20 hours a week. She likes prizes, girlfriends, and an uplifting environment. And then the third way is the boss babe, like somebody who wants to be a leader, who wants executive career income, and maybe just hates her job and wants a career change, but needs it to be at a corporate, like executive type income. Boom. That's it. Now I can teach you how to do that. And then you can print out one of these called the Tell Us What You Think form. And this is on our Shine Unit Facebook page under the files. Tell us what you think. Cut them in half, hand them out, and say, oh, if you wouldn't mind, this really helps me if I can just get this information from you. You could even do a little drawing and give a little bag of Hershey's Kisses to everybody who, or give a Hershey's Kiss to everybody who fills this out. Guys, it doesn't need to be complicated. But if you were to get this information, it rates on the bottom how would you like to know more about a Mary Kay business opportunity? And you might be surprised that all you did was talk about Smart Shopper, Side Hustle, and Boss Babe, and somebody hands you back a piece of paper that says 10. That's how interested I am in hearing more information. And then you and I talk. So some of you will get more skills to be able to go further than that and feel like you can do this on your own at your appointments. And some of you are so new that really scares you. But here's the bottom line. You can do this. I know you can. And we can take it from there. So you're going to be fully equipped to be able to do what you need to do to grow your business. All right. So those were tools. Skills and systems. Leads. What is your booking system? Coaching, customer service, the party. Now, the next thing is, and this is what separates a good consultant from somebody who's going to really struggle. Follow up. Follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. The fortune's in the follow up. And I think that from what I've talked about already, I expressed why that's important, but the fortune is in the follow up. Okay. Some other tools that I think really separate those who struggle and those who are just feeling right on it. Weekly plan sheet. If you go to Mary Kay In Touch, there's a search bar at the top, and you can type in weekly plan sheet and print it out, and it looks like this. It's blank, and it's got from Sunday to Saturday, from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now, if you work another job, what you're supposed to do is color that in, because the idea of the weekly plan sheet is for you to figure out when you're working your Mary Kay business. And if you have something already that's non-negotiable, then it needs to go there. Now, I know that some of you work shift work or seasonal work, like teachers. The summer schedule might be different from the school year schedule. Those of you who work different shifts, maybe this week you're working, Monday, Thursday, Friday, and next week you're working Sunday, blah, 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 whatever. You can make a new weekly plan sheet every single week and every time that you have your schedule available. The idea is to figure out where those pockets of time go in. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that on January 1st, in lieu of making New Year's resolutions, because when you're a person who's always striving for excellence and always doing self-improvement, you are continuously making changes and updates. So January 1st doesn't need to come around for you to be like, oh, I need to do this one big thing. And that'll actually lead me into wrapping up with this whole compound effect. But when you are continuously honing your skills and looking at life and figuring out what's good, you're always working to improve. And so I told you that because I'm at home and I don't have a boss, I'm the boss. It can be freedom or hell, if you don't know what you're doing. And then a week could go by and you go, what just happened? So my weekly plan sheet is like, what? And guess what? If that freaks you out, I'm telling you, there's so much freedom in this now. Oh my gosh. Love it. Love it. Tells me what I'm doing from the minute I wake up, and you can see that it starts at 6:30 in the morning. On the back, these little sticky notes are for me telling myself that I still have things that I didn't plop into here. And so I'm figuring out where they're going to go and what's going to shift. But there's been a lot of freedom in this. I know exactly when I'm having parties. And I have 2 on Saturday, but really on some Saturdays I'm doing 3. And I have 3 during the week. So I have 6 available times. Now, you might not have 6 available times to hold parties, and you probably don't need to because you are not a director right now working full-time career income Mary Kay. But, you know, we need to figure out what yours needs to look like, okay? I can help you do that individually, depending on where you want to be on the career path. But there's a lot of freedom in this. And also, this helps you when you're booking appointments, because the times that I am going to be available, I didn't put the Saturday one. Typically, it's 2 or 3. Okay, so 2 or 3 on a Saturday and a couple during the week. So when I am booking an appointment with somebody, like I did yesterday for the girl whose name came out of the box at the coffee shop, the first thing I said to her was, do you prefer during the week on like an evening or a weekend? She said, oh, definitely weekend. All right, no Sundays for me. Just when she says weekend, I said, okay, so Saturday? Yeah, Saturday's good. I said, okay, do you prefer like earlier in the day or later in the day? She goes, yeah, probably a little later. I was like, okay, 2, how does that work? Boom, plugged her in. So I'm in charge. I'm feeling confident when I get on the phone. I want you to feel the same way. All right, not all over the place. All right, so I'm gonna talk to you about just 2 more quick things. What are you reading? Because I can teach you all the skills and the systems, but I understand also that being self-employed and doing something that steps you outside of your comfort zone, like a business like this, sometimes the biggest battle is the 6 inches between here. And so I have seen people get derailed by it. And I have seen people soar through life circumstances that you would be like, how in the world did that person rise up with all that going on? And it's because they're right up here. Okay. So what are you reading? And the reason why I love this Compound Effect book, it's the second time I'm reading it, is because it talks about habits. And so this Pacesetters class is not going to be a book study. I just know that you're going to really gain a lot from reading this. And so I just really pray that you will get the book and read it, highlight it, star it, all that good stuff. But stay in it. It's good, good stuff. There was something in here that I talked about on our live chat on December 31st. But the biggest point about the compound effect and what it means is that anybody on Pacesetters wants to see a difference in their business. Anybody looking for momentum and to move forward is looking for a radical difference in their circumstances. Maybe it's health, finances, marriage, romance, whatever it is. And here is the formula that is the compound effect. And that formula is that small, smart choices plus consistency. That's why you need a weekly plan sheet, because you need to plan to do these things consistently, not randomly. And by the way, one of those things, by the way, on here is when I'm making my booking calls, because I know I need to do them often. That's on here. So small, smart choices plus consistency plus time, right? And so that's why, well, sorry, small, smart choices plus consistency plus time. You need all 3 pieces to see a radical difference. And that's why I said, where would you like to see yourself March 15th? Because that's basically just about January, February, March, it's 2 months from now. If you're making these changes now, you'll be in a momentum by then. But at least it's got the time element, of 60 days. Now they say it takes about 90 days to really see like a whopping radical difference, but you'll see some stuff, you'll see some change if you even just start with the 60 days. Okay. So I just hope that you love the compound effect. I think it's amazing. So what are you reading? What are you putting into your head? Watch what you say. Do you know that I actually got really mad at my husband the other night? He started a new business. I'm emotionally supporting him. And just from a business perspective of being in sales and being self-employed for so long, there's a lot I can just offer, but he's doing the business. So anyway, he started a business. We became an LLC in October, November. Anyway, the other night he was doing something and I was like, why did you do that? Like, what are you doing or whatever? Which is bad. I have to be more encouraging. Anyway, so he was like, man, I can never get anything right. And I stopped and I went, whoa. I was like, listen to what you just said. You just said, I can never get anything right. And I looked at him and I said, don't ever say that again. First of all, not only is it a lie, but I said, honey, do you realize how powerful your words are that come out of your own mouth? Your subconscious hears that and it believes it, so knock it off. You too. Listen to what you're saying and just make sure that you're not saying stuff like that. Oh my gosh, we say the most harsh things about ourselves and then we believe them and it's all crap. It's a lie from the pit of hell. All right, I'm going to end with this because I think I may have just it's been enough for now. The group chat just popped up, but there's nothing in it. Okay, so anyway, back to Red Jacket Commission. It used to be that Red Jackets would earn 4% on their team. So it's going to be hard for me to illustrate. So let me just, if you want to talk with me one-on-one about this, or you tell me, Lisa, put it on the screen and let's see like a visual. We can do that next time. It used to be until January 1st that when you were a Red Jacket, you earned 4% of your team, which was really good because you know what? All you had to be was a cheerleader. You didn't really need to train them. It's my job to train them. They're out. You're working your business. You're earning 50% of what you sell. They're earning 50% of what they sell. But when they place an order, they're part of your team. And so at the end of the month, if you were actually it begins as a senior consultant with your first team member, you earn 4% of what that person orders. Okay, so anybody beginning with their first person on their team can earn a team building commission. But up to the Red Jacket position where you have 3 or 4 people on your team, you are earning 4%. Well, now the company just made some changes starting January 1st. So before, if your team had $1,000 or less in team production, you earned 4%, and that's still the case. But now, if your team does between $1,000 and $1,799, this is backwards, isn't it? Yeah, that's rough. So anyway, between $1,000 and $1,799, all of a sudden you earn 6%. That's a big difference. If your team does 1,800, you're now earning 8%. That's pretty cool. And by the way, I did the numbers this morning on the Red Rise Up Pacesetter call, and I had some numbers, real numbers in front of me. And it was pretty amazing. I'm going to try to share those with you. Find a way to do that. But that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Well, guess what else is the big deal? That the company added on for the first time ever. The fact is, your order counts towards these tiers. Now, you're not going to get paid on your own order, but your order puts you in a combination of you and your team to place you in a tier. So, for instance, let's say we were talking about being a consistent star team builder. So that is $600 wholesale a month. So let's say you have 3 people on your team who each do an active order every month. So you have 3 people on your team. One does 225, the other does 225, and somebody else, let's say she sold a little bit more. She's doing 300. That is 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's $750. So that would have put you at the 4%. But guess what? If you're doing 600, your 600 added to the 750 is 1350, which means you're getting 6% on the 750 that your team did. But the point is that your order bumped up your tier. What? You guys, Red Jackets just got a raise of, it's like your income could be triple what it ever was as a star team builder up until January 1st, because it was always 4% and now it's 4, 6, or 8, and your order contributes to that. Plus, that's not all. I feel like an infomercial. That's not all. You get a $50 team building bonus with every Great Start qualified consultant that you get. And that means that she does a $600 inventory. So 50 bucks thrown in with all of these new recruits every time. And a first time Red Jacket bonus of 100 bucks. Guys, they're throwing the money at you. Can we do this, please? I want you to be Red Jackets and above. And by the way, the commission increases from there. Like when you have 5 people on your team, you're eligible for a 9 or 13% commission. It really kind of gets exponential, and you're not really doing that much more work, because really the only thing you have to do until you become a director is be a cheerleader for your team, cheer them on, encourage them, take them to events, but it's my job to train them. So I'm super excited and I am ready for increase. How about you? Please make sure that you get back to me and tell me, something that you absolutely need to learn. But I would also want to make sure that I encourage you to get your book and to respond to me with those questions, the answers to those questions. Mwah! Love you guys. I'll talk to you next time.